Hey everyone. um, so, a couple of days ago, I said I was going to have a Q&A on my channel, and I'm currently filming this in a practice room at school because I have about 3 hours before my first class, so rock on. So yeah, I asked you guys to tweet at me using hashtag EricLQNA. I guess I'll put it on screen, maybe. Or to comment on a video I posted on my channel. So now we're going to, or at least I'm going to sit here and hopefully answer all of these questions. So, fun times. Alright, first question from Gregadactyl asks, why are you so cool? I didn't know I was cool. Thanks, Greg. Twilight Yoshi asks, what is the one thing you want from games you play? Gameplay, graphics, story, characters. When I play a game, usually it is something of a story component. Like, I really like being drawn in, like a compelling story. Like, The Last of Us had a really great story. Kingdom Hearts, even though it's a mess, I like the story a lot. So yeah, there's that. Charles Ritz asks, what's your favorite console and game for said console? Okay, hi Charles. So this is an interesting question because I first played Kingdom Hearts on the PS2 and Kingdom Hearts 2 on those games. But then I played them on the PS3, the HD remakes, and I like those a lot just because they look really clean. I feel like they run a little better, so I guess Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD remix for the PS3. At Nihilism Matters asks, do you know how common it is to die by trombone? It's pretty common. He says his son shoved one through his stomach when he was 7. I do not know how common it is, though honestly those things are pretty dangerous. I mean, just look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Ryan Lafford asks, are there any genres I'm not comfortable playing in, but I wish I was? You know, I really don't feel like I'm comfortable playing in anything. I kind of just feel like I'm really bad a lot of the time. But, metal's a little weird sometimes. Just a little bit. Insane in the Rain Music and Tyler Jenkins both kind of ask the same question. Who are your favorite trombone players to listen to? And Tyler told me to go to bed. You go to bed, Tyler. So my favorite trombone players to listen to. Well, I have a few. One that immediately comes to mind is Christopher Bill. And if you play trombone at all, or you like follow trombone stuff, you've probably seen him on YouTube. He's a really cool dude. He does like trombone quartet covers, pop music. He's got his video game symphonies, all this really cool stuff. I just like the way he sounds. Like, he gets a really cool sound that I like. There's also the Maniacal 4 Trombone Quartet. They're the guys who did the Carry On Wayward Son video. And that was really cool. That's one of my first experiences in music that really helped me decide I want to do something with music. And their arrangements are just so cool. And they actually just had an album come out that I think is original stuff, and that's also really awesome. Oh, jazz. Wycliffe Gordon. Dude can play, like, really well, and I like it. So yeah, favorite trombonists are the guys from Maniacal 4, Christopher Bill, and Wycliffe Gordon. Those are my favorites to listen to. JNSK1A2B3C asks, that was a mouthful, I'm surprised I got that right. What do you consider to be the coolest part about being a musician? There are a lot of cool parts, man. I think my favorite part of being like a YouTube musician is like being able to just make something that is my own and express a song in a way that I would like to express it. And just in playing music, that's kind of the goal, is to take a piece of music and express it how you think it should sound, and that's something I think is really cool about being a musician. Damien asks, what game do you have the fondest memories of while growing up? I would say Pokemon Pearl. I played Pearl instead of Diamond. Sorry, anyone who played Diamond. I just remember putting so much time into that game. I think at this point, like when I finally stopped playing it consistently, I had like 150 hours or something, which is kind of a lot, but also not really. I just remember always playing it though, and it was one of the most fun games I ever had. Charles again. Charles asks, why are you so bad? Charles, I'm just bad, okay? Go to bed, Charles. That's why I'm bad. Go to bed. Connor Phillips with a Z, that's cool, asks, what is your favorite piece you've ever played for concert band, jazz band, or any other ensemble that you've played in, overall and for each individual? Okay, so there's this really cool composer whose name is Randall Standridge, and for concert band, he wrote a piece called The Witching Hour, and it is by far one of the coolest pieces of music I have ever played. I played it in a district band my sophomore year of high school. It's just got some of the coolest trombone parts. It's The Witching Hour is kind of like the scary movie equivalent of a concert band piece, which I don't love scary movies, but it's just asking for really cool trombone parts because of the nature of it. For jazz band, I played a chart called Critical Mass. I can't remember who wrote it, and it's kind of a standard funk chart. There's not a whole lot to it, but I just like playing it because it grooves and stuff like that. I think I played that also sophomore year of high school in my jazz band. Any other ensemble I've played in? Well, I've done some stuff with some friends. I had a YouTube channel before that's probably really easy to find. With some friends, we did stuff. I also had some chamber ensembles I did in high school. Of those, I think my favorite piece I've ever played was one called Cragged Pass by Claire Johnson. It's kind of easy, but the parts interact with each other fairly well, and that's just something I kind of like about playing chamber music, is that it's like small integrated music that you have to like really listen and work with each other. I actually have a video of that on my channel. I'll probably link it so you can watch it, because we did good, I guess. Connor has another question. What would I consider my playable range? So there's playable and then there's practical. Playable, there is, I'll speak in terms of bass clef. There's F on the staff, there's F above the staff, and then there's the F above that. There's also, I'll go back down, there's F on the staff, there's F below the staff, and there's F below that. So using octave notation, I think that's like F2 to F5. I can play it, but it's not super practical to play that far. So like, practicality wise, that'll be flat to D above D with a bunch of ledger lines above the staff, because I'm not thinking about octave notation right now. It's like 8:30 in the morning. Not even. So yeah, I mean, that's my playable range. It's not, it's there. Toxic and Trail asks, how long have I been playing trombone? I have been playing trombone for about 6.5 years now. It's probably coming closer to 7 at this point. And I loved it. On the way I picked up stuff like baritone for marching band, just because why not? And I kind of paid attention in class and learned like basic trumpet while our director was teaching the trumpets and just stuff like that. So I mean, trombone's my favorite though. Like, I love trombone. It's good. Golden Pickaxe asks, is there any chance of any TF2 covers in the future? I've seen one or two come up on the viewer request page, which I have not forgotten about. I've just had a bunch of other ideas that I really, really liked and wanted to get to first. I will probably do at least one or two Team Fortress 2 covers at some point, just because the music I've seen people want me to do from it is really good stuff. So yes, at some point there will be at least one, if not two. Nathan asks, Nathan Squares, sorry, asks, what is the process I go through when I make a jazz arrangement? Okay, so this is a hard thing to kind of try and explain, but I was hoping someone would ask me so that I could sit here and ramble at a camera for a little bit. So when I make a jazz arrangement, I mean, I don't necessarily consider myself like a good jazz musician. So like what I do, it might be jazz, it might be jazz, I don't know. But whenever I listen, or whenever I'm starting to arrange something, one of the things I always do is I go on YouTube and I search for an extended edition of whatever song that I'm arranging. And I will just hit play and I will loop it. I will listen to it non-stop and just listen to it until I get ideas. Like, I'm working, I can talk about this at this point. I'm doing a cover of The Promise from Final Fantasy 13. It's not for anything, it's just because I wanted to make it for my YouTube channel. I have my computer here, by the way. I'm not just pointing at nothing. And I was listening to it and I got some really cool ideas that just from listening to it for so long, I had gotten all these ideas. So that's one of the biggest things for me, is just listening to the song a lot. And that's kind of how I start. There's also, you have to listen to other songs though. Like, I listen to a lot of Insane in the Rain music, you know, fanboy. A lot of Maniacal 4. I've actually been listening to a lot more Pentatonics lately, which I really like their stuff. I've been liking it for a while, and I've just gotten a little more into it lately. And I kind of draw from, like, many places, I guess, in terms of my arranging style. So basically it boils down to listen and listen to other people who do what you do and draw from them, because that's just kind of, I feel like that's how you grow as a musician, is to take all this stuff from other people, like take what you like about other people's music and throw it into one thing and hope you did it right, but also keep a little bit of yourself, if that made sense. Then after the listening part, you know, it just goes on to, I don't play piano, but I sit at the piano and I like play chords and think, okay, is this the order I want this in? Yeah, okay. And I'll mess around with the melody and stuff, and it's just a fun time. Yeah. If you have more questions about that, feel free to ask me in the comments, because I like to talk about doing what I do. It's a lot of fun. Tyler again asks me a question. Eric L, is your lame name lame? Ooh boom, roasted nerd. Well, I'm going to assume you meant my last name, but my lame name is Tyler N. Jazz. Gosh, I hope I say this right. Yallendale, I'm sorry if I said it wrong, asks, what genres of music do I like? Do I listen to electro music, even though it's not really music? Okay, I listen, as I've probably ended up saying at some point in this video, I listen to a lot of jazz, a lot of funk, and I've actually been listening to a little more metal lately. Shout out to your boy Jonathan Young and Jotty B. Their channels are really good. I listen to electro music sometimes. Like, I really like what Ace Waters does on YouTube. I think his channel is one of the coolest channels I have seen in a long time, in terms of taking a song and really just like destroying it. Well, not in a bad way though. Like, he destroys the song and then he puts it together and makes it something really unique and interesting, and that's something I really, really like. So I would actually argue that electro music is music to some degree, because you kind of really have to know what you're doing to make something like that. But in general, I like most genres of music. Like, I'm not super picky. The only thing that I'm picky about is country. I just don't care much for country. Sorry? Which is more dank, my jazz covers or my memes? Well, I would hope my memes. I try to make my jazz covers kind of serious. But I mean, when you have things like this in your jazz covers, it's pretty hard to tell. I don't know which one's more dank, to be quite honest. Alright, so last question comes from Life with Music channel. And I saved this question in particular because I felt like I had a lot to say about this one. Well, I don't know. We'll see. What advice do you give to other music channels to get more subscribers? I don't look at YouTube that way. Like, it's fun, it's cool, but I don't look at YouTube as like I'm trying to get X amount of subscribers. Like, yeah, I think it's really cool when someone wants to sit here and subscribe to me and like keep clicking on my face, but that's not my goal with YouTube. My goal is to have fun making fun music that I want to play, and to get better at my instrument. Anything else that happens with that is just a cool extra, I feel like. And people will ask me in real life, because they find out that I have a YouTube channel, they'll ask me, oh, how many subscribers do you have? And I'll say, man, like 200, because I just do a guesstimation. Like, I don't pay attention actively every second of the day. I'm not like, oh, I have 204, oh, I have 205, or whatever it is. To me, that's, I think, one of the most important things about how you can get more subscribers, is if you don't think about it. If you don't pay attention, if you think less about getting more subscribers and more about getting really good at what you do, you're gonna notice that the subscribers will start mattering less and less if you're like really, really passionate about what you're doing. Because like, well, what I do, it's not necessarily easy, but I love doing it. So, and I think that's one of the most important things about having a YouTube channel, is if you're going to commit to doing something, just love what you do. And that, if people can tell that you love what you're doing and they're being genuine, chances are they will subscribe. I don't know why anyone who watches me subscribe to me, but I can only hope that some of you subscribed for that reason, maybe. And I mean, this community, the video game music community, is a great way if you're interested in getting subscribers. It's a great way to meet new people, to share your work, to get feedback so you can get better, and just a lot of great stuff. There's actually a subreddit that I check at least once or twice a day. Shout out to Ro or Swiggles RP for running the r/VG covers subreddit. That took forever for me to get it on my face. That is one of, like, in my opinion, that's one of the best places you can go to like really get involved in the community. You can share your work there, all kinds of really cool stuff, and it's just one of the that's one of the things I also love about YouTube, is that there is such a community that is just so supportive and things of that nature, and I think that's really cool. And chances are you will probably get some subscribers out of that, though I don't look at it that way. Like, I probably did at some point, but that's not how I see it now. I just gonna do my thing. And I mean, I'm doing my thing, I'm having fun, and that's that. So in short, if If you want more subscribers on your music channel, get really good at what you do, get excited about what you do, and get involved in the community. I think that's everything I talked about in that. Sounds good. Well, that's been my Q&A video. Thanks to everyone who asked a question, and thanks to everyone who watched this Q&A video. I know I've been kind of like hit and miss active with my YouTube channel. I'm aiming to upload at least every other week. At least upload a music video every other week. So next Saturday, hopefully, I will be giving you guys my cover of The Promise from Final Fantasy 13. I'm really excited about that. It's probably one of my favorite arrangements so far. So be looking forward to that. Then after that, I have a really, really awesome cover coming out, and I can't tell you guys what it is, but I am so excited about it. It's, yes, it's gonna be so much fun. I probably look like a giant nerd right now sitting here and talking about it the way I am. But yeah, be excited for what's coming on my YouTube channel. There's cool stuff happening soon. Thanks for watching, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week.